The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for rounds 3 and 4 of the 2024-25 ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. We're going to be hearing from some of the drivers in just a second, but first please welcome the three gentlemen in front of me. Team principals Tommaso Volpe from Nissan Formula E Team on the right, with James Barclay from Jaguar TCS Racing in the middle, and Roger Griffiths, Andretti Formula E Team principal on the left. We're going to start with you, Tommaso. After a tricky first round, you had some success last time out in Mexico. How are the team feeling about their chances of building on that success here with a double header in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I hope well. To be honest, the first race was very unfortunate. We had a little issue with the system, obviously, and it was very frustrating because we showed strong pace already in the first race. So it was very frustrating that it didn't change our confidence that this is we can have good results. So we come also to this race obviously very confident, but we also know that we have the big boost, which is a new thing to manage, and there is a big learning curve for everyone. So there is a big question mark who will start learning and finding new things. And also we know that this season many teams will be strong in factors, and little teams and factors that may seem not particularly strong at the beginning of the recovery, for sure.
You obviously mentioned pit boost there. I know a lot of people are looking forward to finally seeing it in action tomorrow. How much more strategy consideration do you have to factor in with pit boost now enabled in this first race?
Definitely there's another layer, and it multiplies the possible scenarios that you have to manage. So obviously you need to exactly the job I suppose everybody has done before coming here is to try to anticipate any kind of scenario that might happen during the race. But then reality always surprises engineers, so there might be new things happening and situations that might need improvisation, a very fast time of reaction. So let's see. I'm sure that either we end up with an ideal scenario which is the same for everyone, or we end up with a lot of action and different performances on the track.
We've seen the new Gen 3 Evo car on two existing tracks that we've raced at before. Obviously this is the first new track that we'll see the Gen 3 Evo car at. How well do you think this circuit will suit the package you have at the moment?
Well, this is a fast circuit. Well, Formula 1 is very fast, so it will be probably fast for us as well. So definitely suit the fact that these cars are faster than last year, more than the start. So yes, I guess we will experience again the big gap in performances between cars with attack mode and cars without it. I guess it will be very entertaining, both races, and then let's see how the drivers will enjoy it, because usually this makes a huge difference.
Grazie, Tommaso. We'll move on to you, James. Much like Tommaso, actually, a couple of very different races for the team in terms of success. How confident are you of a good points haul here in Saudi Arabia this weekend?
Yes, firstly it's great to be here. Nice to be back in Saudi Arabia, a country which has been growing year in year out. We've been coming, so really excited for the first time to be here in Jeddah as well. As you say, winning the opening race of the season was a great start. We took a lot away from Mexico, which clearly, sometimes in sport you've got to take those learnings, and definitely we took a lot of motivation away from Mexico in terms of things we felt we could do. So yes, we're looking forward to putting ourselves back in a position to get some really strong points here. This year is really competitive, we've seen that, and we always knew it would be. So yeah, we're just motivated by another race, another opportunity, and to put into practice what we've been working on since Mexico.
You've got a driver that's very much used to being in the mix, who's currently on 0 points after a couple of races, and I know the team, yourself and Nick Cassidy wouldn't want to be in that situation. How do you manage Nick's mindset when he is in difficult moments like this?
I think it's difficult if you don't know why. In our case, it's very clear. Nick is in a position fighting for maybe even a win in Sao Paulo. He's fighting for the podium, so there's no lack of performance from the team or the car, which means you can't be competitive and he should be scoring points. Sometimes you have things outside of your control, a little bit in the case in Sao Paulo, that contact that damaged the steering that obviously ultimately took him and passed out the race. And then you have races like we had in Mexico where actually, you know, the legality point, he would have been through the qualifying dual stages and could have had a very different race. So we know the data, we know the core ingredients are there. It's just a case of staying consistent and staying confident that it will come, and for sure, I have no question it will come for Nick.
As I've asked Tommaso about pit boost, it feels like I should ask you as well. How are you approaching this new technology and this new moment for Formula E?
Yeah, like everyone else, preparing. If we're golf players, we try to hit as many golf balls as possible. That's what we're doing as a team. We're looking at how this could play out in the race format and preparing ourselves for the race with the pit stop. And so it brings a whole other layer of strategy, and we already had a lot of strategy in Formula E. It definitely puts an even more greater emphasis on the strategists within the team. And the drivers have a part to play as well. Even if you look at how tight the pit boxes are, where the cars have to stop, there's a lot of details to get right. So it just comes down to preparation. And there will be curveballs which will get thrown to us. Not everyone is going to, and you can't expect everyone to be it all nailed. That's sport. It will throw up curveballs, and we will all learn, we'll all evolve, we'll all get better at it. But it's going to be exciting. It's definitely going to throw a new element into the race. And I'm rest assured Roger and Tommaso and Andretti as well as ours are looking at it, agonising over what can we do, where we can get the advantage, and we'll find out on Friday. We'll learn a lot from that.
Hopefully a birdie rather than a bogey, to go back to your golf analogy. Thank you, James. Roger, we'll move on to you. Obviously, you did push the factory team back in Mexico. Where do you feel you are in comparison to them? Are you on a par now?
Well, first off, you know, thank you once again to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for having us here. You know, after 7 years in racing in, 6 seasons racing in Area, now here in Jeddah, and super excited to be here. I mean, where are we at? I think we like to think we punch above our weight. You know, obviously we haven't had quite the same access to the learnings around the Gen 3 Evo car as the factory team has had. With their manufacturing and testing program, but we're catching up fast. You know, a huge amount of effort has gone into our off-track preparation, particularly our understanding around simulators and how the car feels there. And great credit to Jack Crawford, our reserve and development driver, who's been putting in a lot of hours there. So, you know, are we quite there yet? No. Are we fast catching up? I think yes. So we've certainly seen a more competitive team in the opening 2 rounds than we had at, say, the tail end of season 10. So very pleased with the way that off-season development work has gone.
There were obviously good points from Jake Dennis last time out in Mexico, but also a good performance from Nico Müller as he adapts to the new team and the new car. How do you feel he's getting to grips with both of those things?
He's been developing super well. I mean, he's a very professional driver. It's something that we've seen immediately, really. You know, a driver that's been groomed by a manufacturer. We've seen the discipline in his approach, his work ethic. He's pushing Jake pretty hard. He's got Jake even more engaged than he already has been. You know, he's getting to know the team. He's a very friendly character. We're trying to give him an environment where he can grow with us as well. You know, not to put any barriers in his way. He's very keen to come to the factory to be working with the engineering group to get to know the mechanics better. So, you know, he's a great asset to the team. You know, he's learning the car as quickly as possible. He's had the opportunity not only to work with us, but as a factory Porsche driver, he's been exposed to their environment as well. So I think we're giving him as much an opportunity as possible to get up to speed as quickly as possible.
And here is your designated pit boost question. I'm not going to ask you the same question here. How do you envisage the pit boost coming in will change your use of attack mode in this first race this weekend?
I mean, it's not a straightforward answer. I mean, I think we can all have the most ideal strategy in the world, but we know Formula E, it lives and is famed for the chaos. And we can, you know, look to use perhaps an early attack mode to try and break the convention to get out in front. It really depends on where we qualify as well. I mean, that plays a huge part of it. So I think we have to approach this very open-mindedly. As like I said, you know, you can have the perfect strategy, then something happens, puts you on the back foot. I think we could see some surprise, I won't say winners, but cars in the top 5, cars that potentially normally be there, just because of the way scenarios play out. What we have seen is attack mode is incredibly powerful now. I mean, you know, the combination of the high performance, the four-wheel drive, the new tyre, you know, it's made it really exciting to watch. And rather last year you were trying to get rid of it, now you were excited about the anticipation of using it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Roger. We've got time for some questions